Hello. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Emanuel Show. Today's episode is about a young lady who I had the pleasure of meeting 4 years ago who had to fight for her education and her independence ever since the day I met her. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. I really, really do. So first, I want the world to get to know you. Who is Sarah Farouk? Tell us who you are.
I'm an emotional person. I don't know. I'm just a regular person just fighting to get through life every day, you know? Waking up, trying to work hard as I can. It's just, I don't know.
What was the journey like growing up in your household? What were your parents like?
My parents are Pakistani, so it's very religious and very cultural setting. A lot of it goes with restrictions, multiple restrictions, and strict parents. It's just all different. You can't really do much. It's not, you don't have privacy growing up. It's not that they're not parents at the end of the day. You know, they do things that our parents should be doing for their kids, but at the same time they're restricting it and they're making the environment very hostile. So.
Now, what was the most bizarre thing you had to deal with growing up?
Well, the abuse and
What abuse?
it was physical and it was mental abuse. My parents and my older sister. After I graduated high school, I almost didn't go to college because my older sister and my parents were like working. It's like a little trio against me and putting a restriction up like, oh, you should just get her married off. She's not gonna go anywhere with life. She's not gonna be successful. It's like it just got really, really bad and a lot of physical altercations and everything. It was
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they saw you as the black sheep of the family.
Anything I did, it was just bad. You're just like a bad child. That's what I was told. You're just bad. You're just not good. I don't know. I always got shit, if you would say. So it's just, I don't know.
Wow. What made you come to college? How did you end up at Wayne State University?
Well, I actually applied without telling my parents.
Wow.
They didn't really know where I was applying. They thought that I was going to end up at a community college. And I was like, no, I have dreams. I have aspirations. Like, I want to be something. I want to be influential. So I definitely was like applying. So I applied to like 4 different colleges. And the reason I ended up at Wayne State wasn't by choice. But it is what it is. I mean, I got through school. It's a great school. It's credible, right? It'll get you a job.
In your opinion, what would you say triggered your parents to turn sour with them? Was there any particular thing that guarded you, where they guarded them against you? Or put up a barrier?
I think it's just more cultural. Like Western culture is a lot different, and I wanted a lot more independency from them. It's just, I don't know how to they're very, very, very cultured. They see one way. Like when you have chicken and you cook it, you can't cook it after it's been, you can't make it raw again.
Right.
And so they're just cooked chicken. They're not going to change their opinions. They're not going to change how they view things. It's just they're very closed-minded and I'm very open-minded and I want to explore other opportunities.
After the start of those problems with your family and you decided to go off to college, what was your relationship like with your parents when you got to college?
So originally I was commuting, and then the drive got terrible. It's 45 minutes every single day plus traffic, so I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't bear it. And then I talked about dorming, and they were totally against it. And then my older sister went and was kind of just like, oh, she's trying to dorm because she's trying to party or she's trying to do this and we don't want that for her and she's not going to go anywhere. She's going to fail all her classes. Just kind of like downgrading me in front of my parents. It's like, I don't even talk to you as it is. Why are you saying this about me? And I remember that night. It was in November. My dad took my car keys, my laptop, and my cell phone and said, you're not going to school anymore. And after that, I left the next morning.
You just left?
I just left. I got up and I left.
So because you wanted your education that
Yeah.
Wow.
No one was going to get in the way of that. I had an exam and he just took everything away from me. I missed my exam. And it just was awful. It was I was so upset that day. And I remember that morning when I was trying to leave, like my mom, she kind of got in the way. Like neither of my younger two siblings were there or present when any of this happened. But I do remember like my father telling my mom on the phone how much he hated me, how much I wasn't his child, and he despised me, and I was a corrupt child, and I was just, it was just bad.
So when you were here at college, what was your relationship like in building up with, different people around you?
Oh, I'm an open
College experience.
I'm like an extrovert, so I get along with everybody. It wasn't that hard to adjust. I've always wanted that freedom. I never had that freedom, so for me to have it, it was just, I didn't, in a sense, like go out and party every weekend. I didn't do that. I still kept to what I wanted, my goal at the end of the day. So it was just, even though my parents weren't raising me, I knew what I wanted to raise myself as with my own personal morals and values that I have.
While you were here on campus, did you get a chance to get into a relationship?
Yes, but that was my second year.
What was that like?
Awful. I'll never do it again.
What was awful about it?
I guess I just attract really bad men.
Oh, don't say that.
Wow.
Well, okay, I guess you have to if you feel that way.
No, it all starts good, right? You meet someone, everything is great, they make you feel like you're the most beautiful person in the world, right? And then you find out that they're cheating on you, they're lying to you, they're abusing you, they're isolating you from your friends, and you're just in that whole scenario again, like with my parents. But I guess it was easy for me to go back to that because I was used to it. As messed up as it sounds, it was something that I was used to getting from my parents. So I really didn't think that was actually happening to me, because for me, I thought it was the norm, when that's not something anybody should feel or should have to deal with. Yeah. So
when did things turn for you in that relationship? I know we've had the conversation, so you're not with him.
No.
What made you leave?
I got a restraining order against him. That was a hard process. It's weird because actually a lot of people blamed me in the relationship. A lot of his friends became my friends, and because he took me away. It's part of it. A cycle of an abusive relationship is that someone will isolate you. You won't have anybody but that person. And he went off and did whatever he wanted and would come back. And he was an alcoholic and very abusive all the time. He broke my finger. He pounded me to the ground multiple times. He's suffocated me. I mean, I obviously learned how to self-defend myself, but that's just, it's crazy that someone would want to do that to someone just because my thing, I know it sounds weird and I'm all over the place,
No,
but
fine.
I don't understand why somebody like him would do the things that he did and then come back later sober and act like everything was normal. And it just would... That is what an abusive relationship is. They drink the alcohol to erase the pain and erase the memory of whatever they did. And it's so scary because I remember talking to him about it closer to my breakup, and I was like, I can't have it anymore. You're making my head spin every single day. And I started blaming myself. I thought maybe it's because I'm working too hard. Maybe it's because I'm doing this or I'm doing that. But it's crazy because I remember when we broke up and after the restraining order, he said, I can't believe I did all those things because I don't even remember doing that to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you're out of the relationship now.
Yeah,
So
I'm out.
That's the good part. That's the good part. So now you made it through the 4 years of college. You're getting ready to go into law school. What made you want to study law?
Obviously, this whole abuse thing.
Right.
And so I want to be able to help women and children, whether they're in foster care, whether they're a lot of people that come from overseas don't know what their rights are, and a lot of women feel oppressed or find meaning, and I saw that with my own mother, actually, is that she only stayed with my father because of, he does well for his children. He'll give you guys food. He'll give you a roof over your head. But I think she let a lot of her goals and a lot of her, things that she wanted to acquire in life, and she let that go. And I feel like a lot of women, when they come over here, they're trapped and they don't know what they can do for themselves and what rights they have when it comes to maybe possibly getting a divorce or something. I just want to be able to help them.
That's amazing. I'm glad that you're excited to take that role.
Yeah.
Tell me this: what was the biggest force that got you through all that pain and heartbreak?
God. God did. My own goals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Through looking back, do you regret anything? Was there anything that you wish you could take back?
The relationship. I don't know why I put myself through it. I wish I could take that back, but other than that, I mean, I think that everything has a purpose. I think God puts you through everything for a reason, and it's to prepare you for something bigger. I mean, if we don't go through life with challenges in it, what are we learning? And I feel like everything is a learning lesson. Everything is there for a reason, you know, as dark as it may get. So there's always something happy.
So what advice would you give a young girl who's going through an abusive relationship with her parents?
I would tell them to seek help, whether it's financially or whatever it is. I never let that get in the way of my education, and I don't think anybody should let that get in the way of their goals. I feel like there's always a way out, and there are multiple avenues to go through to find yourself in a situation and get out of it. There's always help. In this generation, even small apps can, you know, there's a lot of people that are going to be able to help you.
And the young woman who's in college dealing with abuse and is trying to get through school just to be something, what advice would you give her?
Go for it, you know, definitely go for it. Get out of the relationship, work hard, because at the end of the day, you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to love yourself, and you've got to ask God for, you know, not just God, yourself. Love you, love who you are, represent what you believe in. Don't limit yourself to someone who doesn't even see your worth, you know.
All right. Thank you so much again. I appreciate it. And my goal is to really inspire the young women who will watch this particular episode and let them know that they can get through whatever situation that they're in, and there is light at the end of the tunnel.
There is.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate it. I'm going to thank you all for watching another episode of The Emanuel Show. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming next week.
After a year after being misdiagnosed, I was diagnosed with a stage 3 cancer. And from that, my entire life it changed. It changed.
To see this episode and many more like it, I ask you guys to watch and log on to www.theemanuelshow.com. We also ask you guys to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, tweet us, and become a subscriber to our YouTube channel. I thank you all again for watching. Follow us on all of our social media. Like and comment on everything. We want to know your output. We want to know your feedback. Thanks again.